So why are you leaving a bunch of the plant behind?
We want the plant to keep growing, and plus the top area is the most tender. One thing to know about gloves like this, the cloth on the back, the nettles can sting through the cloth. So these may not be the best gloves. You just have to make sure you don't get the underside of the nettles sticking you through the cloth on the back of the gloves. When we first came out to pick, we were just pinching them off. But what was happening with gloves especially, we weren't getting a clean pinch and we were uprooting a lot of the plants. So this time it's been a lot better to have scissors because then we don't run the risk of uprooting the plant. See the side shoots right there?
Uh-huh.
And we had pinched that off before, and look, it's not a very clean pinch because we didn't have scissors. But that's looking healthy. It's great.
So you can do all of it or just enough for, okay.
This is still probably wetter than we want to throw into eggs, but I suppose it's okay.
So now this one you're going to do with the stems.
Yes.
And see how it goes. Because in the past we've always eaten it without the stems. But it sounds like the stems will cook up plenty well, so what the hell.
Right.
So now it's going to shrink down a lot once we start to cook it.
Right.
So
It doesn't need to be cut up a lot. Just, you know, these long pieces wouldn't work in an egg. In scrambled eggs.
I could smell it.
It smells good. It smells woodsy.
I was kind of thinking it has a smell. I'm not sure what to call it, what it smells like. It smells fresh. I mean, it smells like...
Greenery. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know, like it smells like rain. Well, you're going to put the greens in first.
I am. I'm going to saute them a bit first. Oh, smell it now. Can you smell it?
I can smell something. It smells spicier.
Salt and pepper. We might be doing some of this, like not really how other people do it. Not how the chefs want to do things. But we'll just steam it a second. You're used to just putting them right in the eggs and let them cook that way, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't cook down a whole lot, but I'm happy with that because you don't want them to cook down a whole lot. Now what I like to do is actually start the eggs on the side a little bit. I saw Samuel do this when he did his eggs, and I actually liked it that way. There's no more grease there. You want me to add more grease?
I'll leave it up to you.
We'll just try it this way. Scrambled eggs, you're not supposed to have brown.
Oh.
I think there were too many nettles and not enough eggs, and the eggs turned brown. I hate it when the eggs turn brown. I wish they were more yellow and fluffy, and somehow I messed up on that.
I think that it has a flavor that's different than spinach.
You're right, it does.
And I don't know, you keep saying earthier, and I'm thinking, maybe. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it does somehow kind of fit. But
well, spinach can get kind of a bite to it, kind of a higher flavor, higher in the flavor palette bite. And this is kind of a lower, milder flavor.
there you go. So I think spinach a lot of times, I mean, baby spinach is good, but a lot of times most spinaches are kind of like they're really strong. And I don't find this flavor to be really strong.
It's a stronger texture than spinach. Spinach can get kind of slimy. This does not have a slimy texture.
And this does taste like, I don't know, like spring. So we're in March right now, we should say. This is March. It kind of tastes like spring. I'm not even sure how that makes sense. But hey, is it stinging the inside of your mouth?
No, just the hot sauce, the hot chili sauce that I mixed in with my ketchup. That's the only sting and bite, but that's kind of fun. I like the stems. I didn't think I would like the stems. I'm weird and a lot of times pick a lot of the stems and ribs out of my greens when I make a salad. So I didn't think I'd like the stems, but I do. They're nice and tender. All of it's great texture and tender.
So the next time you make eggs with nettles, what are you going to do different?
More eggs to nettles. Cook the eggs a little slower, cool down the pan a little more after sauteing the nettles so that the eggs don't burn and turn brown. Have a little more eggs, a little less nettles. The nettles didn't cook down as much as spinach, so I used too much nettles with the eggs. But it's still very good. I like caramelized onions in here too.
I also kind of wonder, so usually when I've made them with eggs, then I put the eggs in first and then I put the nettles in. And then the nettles end up getting cooked very slightly, which I think is just enough to eliminate the stinger factor. And then they're still more like fresh greens. And then I think you kind of get because you get the fuzzy nettles, whereas these seem like they're so cooked, there's no fuzziness.
I think there's still a little fuzz, but you prefer them less cooked in the way you do them?
I just think that the texture of the fuzzy and the nettles when you eat is kind of fun. It's more fun. How often do you eat fuzzy food?
That's true.
So here we're having scrambled eggs with nettles again. We have less nettles this time.
Yes.
And?
So it's good. And the nettles were put into the eggs completely raw, and they're just right.
So I made the nettle scramble this morning, and I put the eggs in first, and then threw the nettles in after.
If you like this sort of thing, come on out to the forums at permies.com, where we talk about eating wild foods, homesteading, and permaculture all the time.